Sacred Awakeners. I'm Monica Bermudez, an intuitive quantum energy healer, coming on live in my Facebook group for a love wisdom message that is being channeled through the Sacred Heart. And of course, this is also posted in my YouTube channel, and have a love wisdom message on the loneliness and the feeling and the energy of it. So have you ever felt really different from others? And maybe you're in search of your divine lover, divine partner, and you're feeling, very lonely, feeling like there's this deep longing and this deep desire and this connection with someone in the physical form. Well, then just tune in to this channel of this very important love wisdom message that's coming through, especially to the many light workers and star seeds out there and those who resonate with this. So, growing up, I always felt very, very different from the rest of society. And I always felt like I wasn't from this planet. And sometimes I didn't even feel like human. But it was in my human experiences, in the relationships, that I started to become more like the humans and feel more and have more connections. And in that process, though, I also learned a lot in the reflections of others, because all relationships are a reflection. See, the thing about loneliness and why that is, a huge factor, and why that can feel, so big and so prominent in the light workers and star seeds, is because we are different for sure. And so we come to do something very big. And so when we are in this physical form, in our physical bodies, there is this longing and this desire for something else external to us to complete us. And so we feel the need that somebody else is going to complete us in that way, and we won't feel so lonely. And then sometimes you have, people who are in a marriage and feel like that is, they want to get out of that marriage. And then you have people on the outside who want to get in a marriage. And so, there could be people who are in a relationship and still feel lonely. So I want to talk about how, all of this is just so important to understand what is really going on. Because the way, I experienced it, from my own personal journey, my biggest, catalyst, my biggest dark night of the soul was my divorce. And in that process, I really didn't really think I wanted to get into another relationship, because I really felt that I needed to work on myself. But I noticed that there were these other patterns in there, like some of them more unworthiness and the lack of self-love and low self-esteem. And there were still these instances that I was feeling very lonely in a way, but yet, I didn't really want to be in another relationship. So I really searched inside myself to really understand, where these loneliness was coming from, and why, I was, feeling like being, and I was feeling that, I was missing my home. What the home that I was missing was of the deeper reconnection to the heart and the Sacred Heart. And so I went on this own journey without knowing exactly what it was, to really build upon and pick up all the pieces of my broken heart and pretty much mend them into this wholeness, which turned into this alchemizing moment. And in that process of all that, there is, the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies. And this has nothing to do with any of the physical gender. We all have this energy. So in the process of being within ourselves, within our own heart and our own presence, are we able to connect with our own higher guidance and our soul essence, our I am presence. And with that also brings this union. It's like a twin flame union of the two of the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies coming together into their wholeness and their completion within the sacred heart. And in that, it builds and it builds in a spiral form throughout your whole body, where it just makes you feel more whole and complete. And so my point is that we spend our time looking outside of us, but it doesn't matter what relationship we may end up if we haven't really worked on ourselves first, to really dig in and work on completing ourselves first. Then we're going to be dependent on other people to fill us, and we will keep attracting those wounded relationships as well. And so that's one of the things that I noticed when I got out of the divorce, that all my relationships before that were wounded, were toxic, were not healthy, basically. So that's when I went on this journey and on this journey of being more complete and working on myself first, and just really, and when going out into the dating world, that's something that you want to do after you work on yourself first, is to date in a very conscious way. So when building the heart and really working on expanding and opening it and clearing, some of these other wounds around it, around griefs and the heartbreaks and so forth, is when it also builds on this heart discerning of, dating consciously. So, there could be you could be on an online dating and just know exactly what it is that your heart is, resonating with, once you've cleared, those wounds and the pains and toxic and so forth. And then, you want to get this heart clarity and this heart discernment and this heart strength, which is also an aspect of the confidence and trust in your own higher guidance also. And so, that wholeness and that completeness is a really big, important factor to work on self in the process. That's the first step for an alchemical process, is in the heart. And then the rest will come together, all synchronicity. It's a very spirally energy of the sacred heart. It's very multidimensional. It works in all these different dimensions, and it works throughout your whole body and all the chakra systems. And it is just such an empowering love, universal love energy as well. And it has a very deep connection to the Divine Mother and the Great Cosmic Mother. And so this, is one of those things that we have to really assess in our life. And, the first one is being aware of the loneliness, right? And why is that showing up? And so I feel like, the loneliness as well is an aspect of our identity. And so because with these quantum energies of this new earth and all these energies that are coming from everywhere, especially with this Lionsgate portal that is open right now, we are still receiving these powerful energy codes. And so there's aspects of our identity that, with these changes that are shedding and that are being, when the changes come in, and then we start to shift, and then our identity changes with it. So we don't identify ourselves with somebody, we don't identify ourselves with a certain job, and we don't identify ourselves with a certain situation. And so with those changes comes some of this loneliness. And so there's this longing and this desire as to searching for others to connect with. So my recommendation, my strongest recommendation, is to start with yourself first. And in that process though, in that your own heart connection, through your own heart connection and really tuning into your heart and really spending the time to really meditate within your own heart, will you able to also open up more of your own soul portals to your soul essence, to also then magically and synchronistically you will start to magnetize and attract also your soul family, your soul tribe, aside, from getting your divine, attracting your divine partner. That is what you desire. But knowing that you have now a strong, powerful heart to discern and know exactly who it is that you're being called to, where your heart is calling you to connect with someone who you align with, who you resonate with, who you want to work with, who you want to hang out with, who you want to connect and stay connected with. And so right now, that is what I'm feeling, is that there is a calling now to be with the soul family, to be connected with the soul family, and to really just build on this new earth with this soul tribe, and building these strong communities of collaboration, of unity, of love and joy, because the old systems are not working for us anymore. The more that our consciousness is expanding even more so with these new quantum energies, the more that we are becoming more aware of ourselves and our own powers and gifts within ourselves and our own soul. Because let me tell you, you are very powerful and you are very much loved. And that is coming from the sacred heart itself, of how loved and how powerful you are, and you're being reminded of this. So it is very important to really take this time and take a moment where you could be with your own self in a reflection moment, and really reflect within your own heart center and ask yourself in those areas right there, where they feel lonely and why do they feel lonely, and how can you help yourself in bringing yourself back together, connecting with your I am present and being present in that moment, in that now. And I really love Eckhart Tolle's theme and emphasis. He always emphasizes the now moment, being present, and there's just so much power in that. Because I've been there. I've been in this lonely, feeling of a journey as a light worker and a starseed. And I know how it feels. It is so disempowering. It is so depressing. And it just makes you not want to be here anymore. But just want to let you know that you're here for a very powerful reason, and we need you. The planet needs you. Mother Earth needs you. The universe needs you. And you have a very big purpose and a mission. And that mission, that purpose, it all just, varies depending on the passion that you have. It could be a passion of starting your own business. It could be a passion of, just being, and just being in this vibrational energy of joy. And it could just be, some passion in just, any other hobbies that you may have on the side, that those can also flourish, and there's a potential and a possibility of there's something being there. And there could be a passion, a purpose, and just being in a relationship. But most of all, to being in a healthy relationship, in a relationship that is two-way, reflected, where you both give and receive to each other in a balanced way, harmonious, in a completed way of the yin-yang. So, very important, key points that were just shared in this message. And I'll recap for you. First, a quick announcement that I am launching in the end of August of 2022. My first monthly new moon is a circle of quantum conscious creators during every new moon of every month. And you can sign up at any time. You can sign up for the month that you want, or you can sign up for every month. And with that, circle, we will be coming together to plant, these intention seeds during the new moon to create and manifest things in our life, like a relationship that we're seeking, or just having better health, or just better circumstances in our financial life and having healthy finances. Whatever it is that it may be, I invite you to join the circle, to join us for this very powerful manifestation. And you'll find all the links and descriptions in my YouTube description, also in Facebook, depending on where you're watching. And so just come over and get all the details right there in those links. And I look forward to really connecting with you. So I want to recap, the message for this video, because it's all very channeled in the moment. So it's all coming from the sacred heart itself, and connecting with your sacred heart to receive this message filled with energy within your own sacred heart. It is important to know the balancing of the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies within you, to really work on your own completion, your own wholeness first, before consciously going out and seeking others, whether that be your soul tribe, whether that be your divine partner, and knowing that you're not lonely. Actually, you're already whole. It's just a matter of just seeing it and being with that I am presence within your own sacred heart and your own heart center. And so that is the message for now. And I look forward to connecting with you in the next Love Wisdom message. So stay tuned for more. Sending you all so much love.